today I'm here with the amazingly talented Chumani Bulu. Pa 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 pa. Welcome, Chumani, and thank you for being here on the podcast today. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you so much, Ishvani, for inviting me to the podcast.
So you have, sure, you're most welcome, and you have a very, very interesting story. You are all the way from Umtata. Interesting thing about Umtata, I actually thought when we chatted the other day that Umtata was part of KZN, because I'm a KZN girly, and now we are here in the Eastern Cape, but Umtata actually falls in the Eastern Cape. So you come from humble beginnings, and so what was it like being born in Umtata, being raised in Umtata?
Being raised in Umtata, it was a very nice experience, I would say. Even though now I realize that there's so many things that I could have done if I grew up from like a place that was different from Umtata. But as a kid, you don't really notice a lot. You just notice your surroundings and you just get fixated to that. But
Yes.
now that I've grown, as much as I say that it was a good experience growing up in Umtata, but I think that if I would have grown up in a different place, I would have been very far away from where I am today. But I'm still grateful for the humble beginnings and all that stuff and whatever that came with Umtata.
Yeah. So you actually come from a big family.
You know?
You are one of 6 children, and you
Yeah.
also have a twin brother. So yeah, what was it like growing up in a household with 8 people? A mom, a dad, and 6 kids?
Okay, cool. So basically, let me just correct you. I'm one of 7 kids actually.
Oh, you're one of 7.
One of 7,
Okay.
yeah. I have a twin brother.
Okay.
And I am the 5th or the 6th. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm a twin, so I'm not entirely sure.
Who came first?
and
The
who
chicken
came
or the
last.
egg? Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I'm just gonna stick to the fact that I come from a very big family, a family of Christians, a family that was very strict, and yeah.
Yeah, I think one thing the black culture and the
Yeah.
Indian culture have in common
Yeah.
is that it's super, super strict.
It
And
is.
I mean, it also differs. I mean, other races are strict too, but I feel like they really push us, especially when it comes to career choices and stuff like that. And now that I know you personally, like,
Yeah.
I know that you were also pushed, but we'll get into that a bit later.
Yeah.
So you actually left Umtata when you were around 17, 18 years old,
Yeah.
and you left to explore other provinces. You've traveled quite a bit,
Yeah.
and now you're back in the Eastern Cape. So tell us a bit about your travels.
Okay, cool. So I left home when I was, I would say 18 years old because I'm sorry, no, 19 actually, because I was doing grade 12 back in 2017 while I was 18, and then I went to study university
Okay.
back in East London.
Yes.
Studied for like 2 years, of which I didn't finish that 2 years. I did 1 year, which I passed my first year, and then the second year, that's when I decided to drop out.
What were you studying?
I was doing become accounting.
Okay, so that's a tough course. I
It
mean,
is very tough.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it requires like a lot of, it's tough. I know like a lot of my friends that I studied with and I grew up with also did become accounting.
Yeah.
Most of us went into medicine or accounting, so I know like the struggle is real with become accounting. So yeah.
It is a very tough course, and I can say that because here I am today, I'm not a chartered accountant, and it's not something that I actually wanted initially. That's not something that was always there.
Like a childhood dream or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's a childhood dream or something.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about the childhood accountant. I mean, kids when they grow up, they just want to be a doctor, want to be police, want to be nurses, and all that stuff.
Yes.
All those things that are close to us. And then when you grow up and you get to grade 12, you get to have those days where they say
Career
path. Yeah,
career
thinking,
pathing,
yeah,
and they take
all
you to the
that stuff.
universities.
Yeah.
They explain the
So
courses.
they kind of like explain to you the other courses as well. So that's when you like get to discover like other courses as well.
Yeah.
And then but still, it's not like accounting was presented to me before.
Yes.
And then I applied at university. Unfortunately, I wasn't taken. And then on the beginning of the year, which was 2018, I then went to my brother in East London, who is the one that told me about Forte, which had like a space in
Okay.
accounting. So
Okay.
I decided to apply there, and then they took me, and that's where my accounting journey began.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you were at the University of Fort Hare, and then what
Yes.
was that experience like? Because it was different from Umtata. East London is a bit different. It's still
Yes,
part of
it
Eastern
is.
Cape, but yeah. And now you're not at home anymore, so you have
Exactly.
freedom. You're discovering
Exactly.
yourself.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the transition from home, from like grade 12 and all that stuff, from strict parents, and then going to like university where you don't have your parents around,
Yeah.
you don't really have people to like kind of like guide you. And there are lecturers and all that stuff,
Yes.
but they are not like
Personal
yeah,
guidance counselors or whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
So when I like when you get to university, it's a totally different
Different
story,
ballgame.
and the
Yeah.
fact that you meet a lot of different people,
Yeah.
people that actually, yeah, like you get to experience certain things
Yeah.
that you never had a chance to experience at home.
Exactly.
I mean, you get to you get money.
Yes.
You know, the allowance that you get from the funding and all that stuff.
Yes.
That
Yes.
you just use
Yes,
without
you blow it on a lot of things
a
that
lot
you
of
actually
things.
shouldn't be blowing it on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that transition from like home and all that stuff and then to university,
Yeah.
I would say it as much as I would say that I grew up from like a strict home, but like moving away from home and getting to university was the biggest challenge for me.
Yeah.
Because now I got to like explore, and I got to like I feel like I exhausted my freedom to a certain extent that
Yeah.
I ended up not finishing what I started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think that's not spoken about enough because I also left home when I was 18. You know,
Yeah.
like how you left Umtata to go to East London. I left home KZN and I went to Romania. And
Yeah.
Romania was also quite a struggle. And I was
Yeah.
young, I was 18. Looking back, I'm like, yo, that girl, she was brave.
Okay.
Like, I need that girl back in my life because now if you ask me, like, would I go to a foreign country and like be alone and start over? And it's tough. Like, I don't think I have it in me. Like right now, I would always like a partner to experience that with.
Exactly.
But I was young and crazy, and yeah, I don't think it's spoken about enough. Like when you finally get a taste of freedom and you finally mix with other people, and people are at different levels of experience. They come from different walks of life, so you are easily influenced now because you're part of different friend groups, and yeah.
And also I need to touch on this thingy because we need to also understand that the fact that the decisions that we took when we left home, it doesn't mean that the parents that we had didn't lay a better foundation for us in terms of like taking decisions and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They did try, they did their best.
Yes.
You know, it's just us that actually thought that I should do this, I should do not that they failed.
Yes,
Because we
yes.
shouldn't mistake it and say that no, just because you like people would say that you don't come like from a very
A proper family
that
background. Yeah. They
values
didn't
respect and all that stuff.
Yes, yeah.
That values the decisions that you take and all that stuff.
Yeah.
No, the parents that we have,
Yeah.
they actually tried their all best
Yes.
to make sure that we are at our
Successful.
best and we're successful
Yeah.
and we progress in life. It's
Yes.
just that the decisions that we take sometimes they're too hasty.
Yes.
You know, you just take a decision now and then you regret it tomorrow.
True.
And you think, what would my parents say?
Yes.
Because
yeah.
the fact that you know that if they were to know about the decision that you took,
Yeah.
they will be very
Upset.
angry at you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So following Fort Hare and East
Yeah.
London, so you eventually left university there.
Yeah.
And what did you do next? Where did you go on your adventure?
Okay, cool. After Forte, I think I came to to Port Elizabeth. Sorry, I think I came to Port Elizabeth. At that time, I had dropped out, and my parents didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was around 2020 at that time. Because I remember COVID started back in 2019.
Yes.
But
yes.
it was not like a big thingy
Thing.
at that time because
Yeah,
the numbers
yeah.
were still low.
Yes.
And then 2020 they started to grow a bit. I think
Yes.
we had the first case in South Africa. I'm not sure if it's December 2019 or 2020.
Jan 2020.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
and then I came to PE, came looking for a job. I got a job in a call center.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked for like a month there.
Yeah.
And I just decided that I'm gonna quit because I couldn't be able to take it.
Yeah.
the problem is that the training was not as proper as I thought it would be,
Yeah.
and the fact that it's like it was a challenge because we didn't even finish the training.
Yeah.
Because already there were people that were outside protesting, saying that they want their money,
Yeah.
and then we were inside training.
Yeah.
So after
The
that,
training was interrupted.
the training was interrupted, and then as the training was interrupted, we had to go and fill in for the staff that is not there,
Sure.
which is now the training is not finished.
Yeah, yeah. So you're premature for the job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we went in and then we started working like normal employees and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Not the trainees now. And then I was like, nah, this is
Not for me.
Not for me.
Yeah.
And funny enough, there was like 60 of us that were actually employed at that company at that time.
Yeah.
But now, when I met one of the guys that I started with, he told me that there were like 5. That was like around in March. So
wow,
I'm
so
guessing
55 people left. That's
like,
a really
really. So
yeah. They have a terrible track record of retaining staff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think I went back to Umtata.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went back to Umtata and I stayed there for like I'm not sure, but I think I left after my dad passed away. Which he passed away in June, and
Yeah.
then there was an accounting technician that I applied for here in PE, and then they responded to me and said that I must report to the office on, I think it was on August. Like, I'm not sure about the date. Then I went there, and then yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was quite a tumultuous time for you,
It was.
2020. I mean, you left East London, you came to PE, it
Yes.
didn't work out with your job, you went back home,
Home.
dad passed away, so you were going through a lot at that time.
Yeah, I was going through a lot at that time, and
Yeah.
I would think that there was a lot of growth and experience.
Yes.
My 2020 was
A make or break year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sure. So you came back to PE eventually.
Yeah.
You worked at the accounting firm?
Yeah, I basically I was doing training there.
Okay.
I did 1 year of training, and then after that, they told us that they're gonna phone us again, so we must just wait. So I waited, but at that time I was still applying.
Yeah.
And I then applied to one of the retails, and here, and then I went to work there for about, I'm not entirely sure, and then that's when I heard about the medical technician program.
Yes.
While I was still working for the
So you're
retail.
currently a medical technician.
Yes.
So after this entire journey of exploration,
Yeah.
I actually met you through a pathology firm.
From yeah.
And your day job currently is a
Yeah.
medical technician.
Yes. So I got to an interview, and then after that, I think they phoned me around December. Told me that I'm successful. Then I went to Cape Town to start the program.
Yes.
I started in Cape Town for like 8 months.
Okay.
Yeah. After that, I came back to PE.
Okay.
And then for my training and all that. And
Yes.
Then, yeah.
What was the experience like leaving the Eastern Cape for the first time and going to the Western Cape? How was that transition when you went to the academy to study to be a lab technician? Because Western Cape is different from Eastern Cape, and
yeah. So basically, it was a bit of a challenge for me.
Yeah.
Having to look for a new place and all that, and having to now live alone.
Yeah.
Because my brother, I had left him here in PE, so I had to like
Fend for yourself.
Fend for myself,
Yeah.
live in a different place, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I felt like the fact that I had these opportunities that I had before, of which I didn't capitalize on, and then I decided that when I get to Cape Town, I'm gonna work as much as I can to at least have something at the end and say that this is what I can show for my hard work and all that. Because I would have never survived if I didn't make it here.
Yes.
I mean, it might be not where I want to be at this moment, but at the same time, I feel like it's a stepping stone
to something even greater.
To something even greater, because I wouldn't have maybe the dreams or the
aspirations.
You see, that I have at the moment if I wasn't here.
Successful as a medtech.
You see, so now, at least now I felt like where I'm at, I can be able to like even go further. But
Absolutely.
before that, I wasn't feeling that way.
Yeah.
I was feeling like everything is just stagnant.
Yeah.
There's no growth, there's no progress. I'm just
Yes.
in one place.
Yeah.
But now that I became a medical technician,
Yes.
even though it's not something that I planned, but I felt like there's greater things that are still coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like so I believe in destiny, right?
Yeah.
So I went to medical school. I currently work for Pathcare.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a practicing doctor,
Yeah.
but it was my journey. It was part
of your journey. Yeah.
yeah. And it doesn't mean that I'll never transition and go back into medicine and be a
Yes.
doctor.
Yes.
But this entire journey of me being a medical rep has also allowed me to meet so many people. It's
Yes.
allowed me to start things like this, like start a podcast. I would have never done stuff like this.
Exactly.
You know, if I ended up being a doctor, maybe I would have, I don't know. But it's also brought me to different places. Like I lived in Romania. I live now in PE, you know. So
Yes.
it's great. And our journeys are not one dimensional. We are not
Exactly.
one dimensional beings.
Exactly. In order to tell a story, you have to have different stories within the story.
Yes.
So that you can put them all together to make one whole, like one whole story.
Absolutely.
You see,
yes.
that's how it works. I mean,
Yeah.
even a puzzle, you get pieces and pieces and pieces, but to put it together to make
A picture.
a picture or to
Yeah.
make sense,
Yeah.
you have to put them all together
Yes.
to get like the bigger picture.
Exactly.
That's how it
Exactly.
works. So, yeah.
So I know that you, your actual love and your passion,
Yeah.
and the reason you're here today is to talk about your love for story writing and storytelling. You've always had a vivid imagination, especially as a child. You told me about how there were times where you would tell a story to your friends, and they would be like, "Chumani, did you what movie did you watch?" But you actually were making these stuff up. So you have quite an imaginative mind. So tell us a bit about your story writing and how you got into it.
Okay, cool. So, about my story writing and all that, it started back in, not sure if it was, I was still in primary or in secondary, but I'm not sure. But basically, what happened is that I used to watch a lot of movies, and like I was so glued to like stories and all that stuff. To a point that I would be able to like be able to like stop something and try to predict what's going to happen next, like the next event.
Yes, yeah.
And then it would sometimes happen the way that I had predicted, but sometimes it would happen in a completely different way. But with that, I learned that I can actually be able to like create my own characters in my mind, and be able to like connect the dots.
Yes.
You see?
Because not everybody can do that. Not everybody has that creative ability within them. You know?
Yeah. So with that, I decided to just start like creating this crazy character that I created in my mind.
Yes.
And I jotted down the highlights and all that stuff.
Yes.
And then I just put something together, even though it was like I think it was like 10 pages or something.
Yes.
But it was an effort.
It was a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, through the people that I've met, within the writing industry and all that stuff, in the industry, they told me that it's not even about the 10 pages that I wrote. It's way above that.
Yes.
So I should try and create like, because I was only focused, because like you learn.
Yes.
So basically, what happens is that each and everyone is like a main character.
Yes.
I'm a main character in my life.
Yes, I'm a main character.
You are a main character in your own life.
Yes.
But now the thing is, as a main character, you need to have other people, other characters.
Absolutely.
You see,
Yeah.
as you are a character in my story as well.
And you are a character in mine. Yeah.
So that's how it works. So I need to also, as I'm developing myself as the main character, I also have to like
develop the minor characters.
I have to develop the minor characters as well.
Yes,
in order to make the story to belong.
Yes.
And the story to belong and the story to make sense.
Yes.
And the story, every character that I meet, they will play a certain role in my story.
Yes.
Some of the characters I will leave behind, just like in the movies when you watch them.
Yeah.
There's characters that die, there's characters that you just
only
see
come
now
in for a season, a chapter,
and then you don't see them again.
Yeah.
Not that they died or something, but it's just that not everyone like is gonna stay in your story.
Yes.
There's certain characters that are gonna just disappear.
Absolutely.
You see,
Like real life.
exactly.
Yeah.
I realized that movies is just like real life. There's movies that are actually based on real life, and there's
Yeah.
movies that like are fictional and all that.
Yes,
But at
yes.
the same time, those fictional movies, they would not be there if someone didn't have the
The
experience of life.
inspiration.
You see,
Yeah.
because everything is inspired by life.
Yes.
I mean, I could tell you about one of my brother's friend.
Yes.
He told me about this story about this other guy who was accused of rape and all that stuff. I listened to that story, and it was actually something that we used to speak about back in university with one of my friends.
Yes.
This thing of like going to the clubs and all that stuff, and
Yes.
actually with the aim to like get a girl and go home with.
Yes, yes.
I mean,
And that's something that happens on,
on
I mean, almost on a
every
daily
day.
basis. Yeah, in
Exactly.
the taverns, in the bars. I mean, it's
Mm.
not only a weekend thing, it's an everyday thing.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it's something that you think that you have a mutual agreement with someone,
Yeah.
only to find out that they're not in the same page as you.
Yes.
It's just that at that time, maybe they're influenced by alcohol, or
Well,
maybe they have this other idea of
yeah.
maybe like demanding something from you at the end or
Yes.
something. So they
Yeah.
use those things.
Yeah.
So I used one of those to make like one of my stories and all that stuff. So
Right.
basically, I'm trying to say that
You
each
took a
and
real
yeah,
life scenario and
exactly,
made a whole story with it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So these stories that are told,
Yes.
like from the movies and all that stuff, most of them, some of them, they are inspired by real life events.
Events.
Yeah. So basically,
Absolutely.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I know you are so busy writing and you
Yeah.
plan on taking this writing journey far and beyond, and you
Yeah.
are hoping to actually get some of your stories out there
Yeah.
to the public, and also I know you want to actually get plays and stuff done with your
Yeah.
stories. So yeah, how hard it is to actually get your story told, or how hard is it to put your story out there? Because I know
Um.
you told me it's quite difficult. It's not just you write the story, you publish it, or there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's not only about the idea that you have that
Yeah.
gets your story out there.
Yeah.
It's also the structure
Yeah.
of it's not only about taking a book and just writing down like whatever idea that you have and then giving it to the producer, and the producer decides that now I'm gonna go with this story.
Yeah.
See, it's way above that.
Yes.
I mean, there's editors.
Yes.
There's a reason why there's editors.
Yes.
The reason why there's editors is because there's amateur writers just like me
Yes.
who aren't able to put down the story in a proper way
Yes.
that the professional writers would. You see,
Even look at it, yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
even though it's a very interesting idea. I
Yes.
mean, if I was to tell you the story, maybe you would be convinced that this is a nice story.
Yes.
But if I was to give you the book and say read this, you wouldn't even take a chance and read it, because you just see the first line and you see the second line, you'll be like, nah, I'm not gonna waste my time reading this
Yeah.
because it's not going anywhere. But now, if I was to tell you the story, it would be a different story.
Yeah.
So but the problem is that we, the aspiring writers, we like we're more like amateurs, and there are people that are actually, I would say, gatekeepers,
Yes.
that they don't want to share the piece of the cake that they
Yes.
have,
Yes.
to a point that they end up giving you the same thing but in different ways,
Yes.
telling you the same story but in different
Different
ways.
ways,
You
yeah.
see, they force you to buy into that. Whereas there are people that are actually really talented enough to actually give you something that is different, something that is
Yes.
authentic.
Right.
So the problem with the industry is that there isn't much opportunities,
Yes.
especially here in the Eastern Cape. I mean,
Yeah.
you expect someone to have experience, but
Yes.
you're not giving it to them.
Yeah.
How is it
Like,
possible?
how are
I
they
mean,
going to get the experience that you're looking
it's
for?
just
Yeah.
like asking for 8 year experience, 8 years experience of experience from a graduate who
Yeah.
just freshly
Finish
graduated.
school.
You
Yeah.
see, so it's the same thing.
Yes.
Eastern Cape movie industry or film industry
Yeah.
is
It's hard to tap
it's
into.
hard.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's really hard to like get into the industry if you are in the Eastern Cape. It's much better to move to like
Johannesburg, Cape
Johannesburg, to Cape
Town,
Town.
there's more
But even
opportunities.
there, I mean, there will be some hardships
Hardships.
as well that you'll
Yeah.
have to experience there. So
Yeah.
it's not as easy as you think it is. I mean, like it's very difficult. So
Yeah. And also, I recently had Emilio Tobias on the podcast. He's a comedian,
yeah,
right? And he's originally from Joburg.
yeah,
And then he moved, his company actually moved here because of COVID. They shut down the Joburg operations and then they moved here to the Eastern Cape.
yeah.
So he's actually trying to push, he founded GQ Comedy and he's trying to push comedy like locally as well.
Locally, okay.
And he spoke about how the arts cost money.
Yeah.
You know, for people who see this content and stuff, everything here costs money.
Exactly.
I mean, if you want to write poetry, it costs money.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy thing. You need something to fund that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So dreams take a lot of hard work, but they also take a lot of money to be successful.
They do. I mean, in order, like, I think everything costs money.
Yes.
I mean, in order for me to, because there was this other lady that was kind of like helping me with my story. I mean, I wrote out the story that was like I don't know how many pages, like 3 pages around those numbers. And then after I wrote the story, I thought that this was like finished. Everything was fine. I can just go and like
publish it,
go to
approach
like
a
a producer or
producer.
something.
Yeah.
I thought that it was easy. And
Yes.
then after speaking to the lady and all that stuff, so basically that lady was helping me. She's a playwright. So she was kind of like helping me in terms of like structuring my story and all that stuff.
Yes.
And like how to like say things and all that stuff. So basically, she told me that there's two types of editors, of which she told me about the line editor or something. I don't remember very well, but now she said that in order to get one of the editors, I'm not sure which one, but she says that I needed to like I would have to pay like a lot of money,
yeah,
to get my story like edited
perfect
from the first page to the last page, sorry.
Yes.
And then there's another editor which what they do is that they just um on your story, they would put comments and say, okay, this is what you should have said, this is how you should have put it, and all
Yes.
that stuff. Till the
Grammar,
end. And
correcting
then,
the grammar, the
exactly.
tense, everything.
And then they send it back to you. And then
Yeah.
after sending it back to you, you'll have to like fix those things that she commented on.
Yes.
And then you send it back to her.
Yeah.
And then she again tells you that you should
Fixes
also
more stuff.
fix this and this and this and
Yeah.
that. So
It's a lot of back and forth.
It's a
It
lot
takes
of back
time,
and
it takes
forth.
energy.
You just at some point you even like lose hope that
Yeah.
is this ever gonna be the right structure?
Yes.
The one that I'm like, you see.
Yes, yeah.
So that costed me a lot of money.
Yes.
You see,
Yeah.
so art, as you said, it costs like a lot.
Yes.
You see, yeah. So it's not easy.
Absolutely. I also read a post the other day about the starving artist.
Yeah.
About certain people who just pursued the arts alone and how the arts never had their back. But at least with social media now, it allows us, it gives us a space to put ourselves out there.
Yeah.
But even platforms like YouTube, if you're not getting millions and millions of views, you're not making much money on these platforms.
Yes.
So yeah, getting back to that, it really is difficult to tap into the artist. The creativity is there, but when will that big break come?
Exactly. A lot of people have those questions.
Yes.
When will I get a break in this and all that stuff?
Yeah.
When will I? And that's why a lot of people they decide that it's never
It's just
gonna
not for
come.
me. Yeah.
They just decide to quit. And some they keep on going and hoping that one day they will get that
Make it
break.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just hoping each and every artist that is out there, and I just hope that they don't give up.
Yes.
You see, and
Yeah.
they keep on pushing and pushing and pushing. And because eventually I think there's something that will come.
Yeah.
I just have that hope.
Persistence.
Yeah.
Persistence
Yeah.
is the name of the game.
You just have to like stay in your lane, and you have to make sure that you don't get derailed.
Yes.
And you just make sure that you get fixed to that goal or whatever dream that you have, that I'm gonna do this
Yes.
at the end of the day. Because if you don't do it, then
Who's gonna do it?
for you?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, the importance of believing in yourself. You have to be a little bit delusional.
Exactly.
You have to have that inside you, the fire, the spark.
Exactly.
So Chumani, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? If your story writing takes off, if your creativity gets a break? If
Wow.
you get your big break, where do you see yourself?
In 10 years' time, yeah. In 10 years' time, I see myself, yeah. I wish I would say retired.
Retired, wow.
But it's still too early for that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just hoping that in the next 10 years, I'll be able to say that I'm glad that
Never gave up.
I never gave up on my story,
Yeah.
on my stories. And I hope that, yeah, because it's not gonna be an easy 10 years. I mean,
Yes.
it's not gonna be easy. But
You're
at
gonna
the
have to
same
push a
time, I
lot.
have to push it hard, and I have to make sure that I keep my goals and everything on target.
Yes.
So that yeah, but I just hope yeah, I just hope that I succeed.
You will, definitely.
You see, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's,
Well, thank you for being here today.
thank you.
And thank you for sharing your story. You're such an incredible person, and we wish you all the best. I hope that one day you will come back when I have, we spoke about this. I'm gonna have a studio one day.
Yes.
You have to manifest these things.
I think
We have to put it out there. Yeah.
I definitely will come back in the next, I think 10 years, the 10 years that
Yes.
you spoke about. And by that time, I hope that you'll have built a big studio for yourself.
I hope so
And
too.
also, I wish that I'm going to be, yeah, I think that
A professional story
professional-
writer.
Exactly.
Yeah, with lots of published works and plays and everything, and
Yeah.
movies and everything.
And everything, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for being
Thank
here
you so
today.
much, Ishvani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you for watching today. I hope you guys have found these stories inspirational and motivating. And like I always say, we all have a story. So what's your story? Bye guys.